Okay, so basically, if you ask me what my favorite music group is, then I would answer Tame Impala. But, technically speaking, Tame Impala is just one man, one genius, Kevin Parker. Now, if you also ask me what is my favorite video game, apart from Half-Life 2, is Minecraft. I've literally spent 10 years on this game, which is kinda sad, oh my god. Anyways, an idea came into my head. Why not make a video on two of my favorite subjects? And that is what you're watching on your screen. So, in today's video, I decided to recreate all of Tame Impala's album covers, but in Minecraft. The first one I decided to recreate was Innerspeaker, which is honestly one of my all-time favorite albums. I can just listen to the whole thing without skipping a single song. So, I first started by placing the two trees on the side of the image. Then I began to clear out the grass and began to place leaves to make it look like trees. Then, I made some mountains for the background to give the illusion of this being far. And that was basically it. I then took it into Photoshop. Man, it took me forever to figure out how to make the sound wave effect, but I eventually was able to overcome it. And here is the result. Now onto the next album, Lonerism, which is great too. I started off by making a 7x17 hole and filling it with a mix of sandstone and sand. I then made the fences out of blackstone and the large hedges. But as I continued, I decided to replace the fence with iron bars. It just looks better. Next up was the Luxembourg Gardens in the background, which was a mixture of sandstone and blackstone materials. I then took it into Photoshop and it was fairly simple. Just added some fill burns and gave it a color overlay. And here is the result. Now, it's time for one of my favorite albums, which I can't stop listening to, Currents. I began making the stripe pattern using the light blue terracotta and black concrete. While in the process, I wanted to give it a 3D effect, and so I made the red line go behind the purple and black lines. As soon as I almost finished, I thought to myself I could make the silver sphere look better, so I made it pop out even more. And then, I finished the shadow in the corner. Time to hop into Photoshop. This one was fairly simple. All I did was apply a purple overlay and give it some more shadows. And here is the final result. And finally, his most recent album, The Slow Rush. Now onto the process on how I recreated the cover. I first began by making the red room and made the window. After that, I used red sand for, well, the sand in the room. Next, I made the doorway that is adjacent to the window and covered that with sand. And to make it feel more complete, I even added the room in the back. Now, it's time to take it into Photoshop. After editing it, it was finally done, and here it is. To be honest, this was my favorite one I made. Now I think it might be time to get to the end of the video. So, to conclude, I had a lot of fun recreating Tame Impala's album covers, and I can't wait to go to another one of his concerts. In fact, I'm excited to see what Kevin Parker has in store for us in his next album. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Bye.